A Starsgalaxy, in 4 chapters, in 4 Chronicles. Chapter 1, True Colour Star. Mighty Kolibri and Woodpecker Rupert flew from a flaming heart flower to an amaryllis, then over to a dandelion. He was unhappy because his baby tooth was wobbling terribly. Therefore, he always tried to brush his teeth. "Don't worry," they told him. They patted their wings on his sunshine yellow petals to encourage him. "They'll grow back soon," they called at him. "That's right," the dandelion roared happily back. That cheered up the others, and they flew away with the summer wind. Hang on a minute. Now you're probably asking, why do lions suddenly have leaves? And why can plants suddenly roar? Do you know an answer? Perhaps you'll find it one day on a sunny summer field. But what is that? A bench made of glass. It is bolted on tight and sits on the thick branch of a very tall mammoth tree. Unbelievable but true. A star-bright and purple-coloured doghouse shook in the wind. "What are you doing there?" they heard a voice call. Surprised, Woodpecker Rupert and Mighty Kolibri turned their fine necks in every direction. They jumped from branch to branch. They looked in every hole. And Woodpecker Rupert tapped everything. "Maybe something's hidden under the bark," he murmured to himself. A bumble wasp squeaked out of the hole. She looked very small and could make herself very thin, but when she stood in front of you, then it was crazy, with her yellow-black fur and a giant belly button. Her skin looked like a lion's mane, and her chest glowed liony yellow-brown. "We're looking for the true colour star," said Mighty Kolibri and Woodpecker Rupert almost exactly at the same time. "Do you know where we could find it?" asked Mighty Kolibri. "Well, yes," stammered the bubble wasp. "Here is possibly the true colour star." And she furrowed her brow very deep. And imagine she became ever deeper in thought that you saw dimples of deliberation on her forehead. Almost a moon crater face. Do you know what a moon crater face is? No? Well, grab a telescope at the next full moon, and maybe you'll see the moon crater face. "Now I have it!" she exclaimed. "Yoo-hoo! A flash of inspiration! For me, the true colour is..." She took a breath of air. "That which makes stars dance in the depth of your soul." "If I think back," she said, and scratched her head. "The true colour is shy and hides itself sometimes, or puts its hands in front of its eyes. Sometimes it smells like mountain moss. For others, it smells like raspberries," she added after a while. "Oh, I forgot the rest." "Come on, tell us," Kolibri encouraged her. The bumble wasp pulled herself together and said, "I'm missing the colour black and all my black friends. They fight against the darkness and fill everyone's hearts with sunlight." "Would you like to know a secret from me?" she asked both of them. Yes, answered Mighty Kolibri and Woodpecker Rupert. "Without the colour black and my black friends, the stars won't dance anymore. Night will stay forever, and day will always sleep. Everything is found somewhere else. You can't find anything again." "I understand," answered Woodpecker Rupert. "Do you mean that without them, everything is unorderly?" "Yes," answered the bubble wasp. "Stay here a moment. Actually, they visit me most times now. Just a few minutes and they'll be here." "Wait, stop, one moment," twittered Mighty Kolibri. Where is the true colour star exactly? You're funny, laughed the bumble wasp. You already carry it in your heart. And imagine, my black friends will give you their hearts. Oh, good golly! What would they do without their hearts? Do you think we could borrow them only for a little bit? Asked Woodpecker Rupert. You silly, giggled the bumble wasp. The elders say that when someone is happy about you. Phew! Woodpecker Rupert breathed a sigh of relief. Ah, ah, achoo! Someone sneezed. As the dust cleared, mighty Kolibri and Woodpecker Rupert noticed the black pantheress and the black sheep. Uh, Phew! Excuse me, sneezed the black sheep. My friend, the black pantheress, and I are on our way to the green star. Are you coming too? As they had nothing else to do, they quickly agreed and put a sign on the bench. We're travelling with the black pantheress and the black sheep to the green star. Directions are attached. Chapter 2, Green Star. Thunder and lightning, that banging, creaking, crunching, it becomes suddenly and unbearably loud. Rolling thunder echoes. Oh no! It rages and swirls so that no one can hear their own voices anymore. Everyone sticks their fingers in their ears. This creaking and clamouring, what is it? Suddenly, it becomes still as a mouse. There, do you hear that? Tap, tap, tap. A giant, happily dappled dog's snout peeked out of the doghouse. After a few seconds, a large head appeared. It looked kingly, a bright Labrador with wool-soft, cottony eyebrows. All over it was painted with freckles, red dapples, purple points, silver shining sprinkles, meadow green sparkles, and sky blue glitter. His nose was striped black and white like a zebra. The black stripes shimmered slate black, quartz dark, midnight black, raven black, and earthy black. Hello, hello, is anyone there? He called. Loud and clear, called the others in choir. Excuse me, he barked very softly back. I am blind, and I bang into things all the time. Luckily, I found my parachute and my flying jacket once again, as I see with my ears quite well. I've heard how your black friends have blown away the darkness like soap bubbles. I'm glad that there's such true friends that help each other. Do you think you'd please help me? Oh no, I've forgotten completely what it's about. Then he told the others about the green star and the chameleon Kaya who needed help. Another untrue chameleon had turned everything on the star into a hot, glowing desert. All the plants hang their heads. They could only hope for relief in the cold, wet nights, as it was then that many water droplets formed. But the colourless chameleon didn't want to freeze, so it tried everything to move the nights and the clouds quickly along. After a short discussion, everyone decided to help Concha, and they flew away to the green star. After a while, the blind flying dog Crunchy asked, "Where have we landed then?" and spat the rest of the dust out of his mouth, as everything here was sand and dust. Here, everything is comfortless, barred the black sheep Esther, and was very sad. Here I cannot stay, not a single blade of grass here, everything brown in brown. Woodpecker Rupert tried to hack some holes into the ground. This was difficult work, as the holes would close up again and again with the swept sand. But he never gave up. No, he was a Black Forest Bright Woodpecker, and as a Black Forest Bright Woodpecker, he was often busy with the ice holes in winter. These demanded a lot from him, but everything is possible when you wish it to be, and if you believe in wonders. Mighty Kolibri thought at first that it was impossible, but then she had a good idea. She used her wings to scrape the sand. The holes became deeper, and the sand was ever more pushed away. Then the bumblebee wasp also bored many little holes. And in the night, the water droplets collected in holes. The rain clouds wafted over out of curiosity, and suddenly it started to rain again. Dandelions and other plants sprouted from the ground. Now Esther could eat the lucky four-leaf clovers once again. Stop! But we don't even know what adventures they had. Yes, but hurry up. We've no time. In the next chapter, something unbelievable happens. I promise we'll get to everything in a little bit. Chapter 3, Paper Star. The journey led our travellers to another, further star, the Paper Star. Even the untrue, colourless chameleon was with them. They were greeted by giant paper aeroplanes. Both wings were as large as 2 fully grown giraffes. And inside the plane's belly, probably 20 koala bears and at least 10 dromedaries could fit. Oh, 2 narwhals could fit as well. We almost forgot. It was just a small oversight by the Mexican red-eared terrapin Pauline. Unfortunately, because of her increasing age, she could not remember everything anymore. She's at least 200 years old. Forgetfulness does play tricks on you when you get to that age. Therefore, the others were helping her with her tasks. The paper airplane runway was made by one of the best paper airplane makers on all of Paper Star. He's called Leopold and is a Swift. The runway was built with giant sheets of paper. These were as big as a 4-lane motorway. The whole of Paper Star was covered with trees, bamboo, and papyrus. There were also many chrysanthemums. The cows, sheep, deer, and many other animals grazed on flying fields, lifted into the air by very, very big air balloons. There was an extra special place made for the carrier pigeons. These were fluffy carrier pigeons who were responsible for delivering letters of courage. Of course, this included love letters as well. A spiral-shaped skyscraper pushed through the wool-white clouds. Its walls stood as high as metre-tall paper cartons. Here, black panthers, greenfield goats, and traffic light red flamingos tinker around with letters of courage. Particularly hard at work were the scaredy hares. They were afraid of everything. Particularly, they were afraid of the feathers of the carrier pigeons, as there was the danger that they could swallow one of the feathers and get injured. It takes strength to spit out the feathers. Surely it could cause a long bout of coughing. So, although they loved the courage letters, they were hesitant to write one. Now you're probably asking, what is going on here? Well, it goes like this. This star wants to give everyone courage. The scaredy hares had their jobs confused. They were once racing hares and plush teddy hares. The plush hares gave the citizens warmth. Such warmth could heal neck pains and create good dreams in sunlight. But most of all, the citizens celebrated the courage announcers. They had giant loudspeakers from which messages of courage called forth. Maybe there were some brave people out there who'd like to read their courage letters, or that can happen later. Chapter 4. The Shed Star. With courage and burning beating hearts, they made their way to the Shed Star. They were accompanied by the carrier pigeons, the black panther, the black sheep, the bumble wasp, and mighty Kolibri and Woodpecker Rupert. Not to mention the blind flying dog Cruncher, a couple of racing hares, and Kaya the chameleon. Actually, some koala bears and dromedaries from the Paper Stars aeroplanes were there too. Hopefully you haven't forgotten anyone. Can someone please be so kind and count them again? The racing hares were ready. Without them, the giant paper aeroplane would stay on the ground. But before that, everything was finally checked. First, they grabbed their headgear. These were created by the Angora hares from Angora. They were extremely soft collars that warmed and didn't scratch the hare's skin. Next, followed the unknotting of the paper airplane fasteners. For this, there were the holes. They weren't circle round, but egg round. The hoot owl, Ole Udu, and the toothless glass snake, Billy, supervised this job. After all the sailors' knots were tied, they drummed in 14 brave racing hares. They formed a triangle. At the top was the racing hare commander, Rudy Rapid. He whistled through his hair teeth, and the 14 brave racing hares ran forward. The giant paper airplane lifted from the ground and floated among the stars. Suddenly, they landed safely on the Shed Star. But what happened to the 14 brave racing hares? Not to worry, they'd untied the ropes so that they weren't launched into the skies. Anyway, some of them were afraid of heights, so they stayed back at the Paper Star. The fairy Pixie Peace welcomed them heartily, so heartily that her cheeks grew red. Everyone went with hopeful hearts to a very unusual place. It was a star-shaped shed made of fiery red stone. Yes, that probably seems impossible. Once again, everything appeared egg round. Sometimes they were also round like a heart. The street lanterns, the flying carpets, or the front doors. Opposite were the windows, buses and trains, which were only round like an egg. But some citizens of the Shed Star called for the oblong and square things to also have a place with comfortable seats, because corner things also belong in round things. Therefore, the park benches, the gates, and the hen houses were all angular. They were greeted by Cooney Kenny, a very proud hen, the door opener and butler. Unfortunately, he had difficulties with his voice. A croaking and swallowing came from his throat, followed by coughing as he attempted to speak. "Come closer," he rasped. "Welcome to the dark, shining, covered Shed Star room," he called to them. He led them inside a completely black, lightless room. It was very strange for them. They put their blind trust in mighty Kolibri, Woodpecker Rupert, and the blind flying dog. Thanks to the clicking from the blind flying dog, the tapping from Woodpecker Rupert, and the quick wing flaps from mighty Kolibri, they came quickly forward. But wait, do you hear that? Do you notice the buzzing and humming of an infinite number of bright shining glowworms in your belly? Suddenly, they felt fine glowing creatures brush past them. They warmed them in their hearts, although it was still pitch black. Had they gone mad? No, with 100% certainty, it was the 5 guardian angels. What they do next, and what happens in this moment, is another story. So keep calm and drink some tea. In a little moment, we'll continue.